and fellow modelers. This is Stelios Demiras from Mr. Black Publications again, and today I have you some more progress on the tank crew from PANZERART using Vallejo model color. Mostly of these are Panzer races for the flesh and skin, and model color and Panzer races for all the ornaments, all the uniform. As you remember, I have made a black and white, very good black and white pre-shading, and what I have done, maybe you can see here that is still wet the sword. You go for the hue you want, but a little darker, and you dilute it very well, very well, with probably for a big surface a flat brush, you can pass the figure, or a big one from synthetic. And the dilution must be like that. Okay, so you can have like a filter all over the figure because you have done the pre-shading from the start for black and white. So you wish also to stay a little in the dark areas because it's degradé of black there, and you want more in the highlight areas. So you can see here how dilution, how much dilution you have. It's the second layer, and try not to stay the color into the crevices because otherwise you lose the dark areas. Okay, this is still wet. You can see the glaze medium that I use also big amount here for the filter. The glaze medium delays a little the dry time, so the color is sitting in the crevices. You see here, and you have a natural lighting. But try not to build up the color in the crevices. Here it's a little difficult because the light comes from above, but you can see that is still wet. Okay, you can see here the first layer. What I have used for the painting. For the caps I use the Panzer Aces British Tank Crew Highlight 321 with a little dark brown, chocolate brown, to start. Because I wanted a little sun bleach, so I put it a little darker. But you must go also for the lining and the darker areas. But you have an idea how this will be. Both the figures have the same hue, but depending on how the black and white canvas is done, have been done underneath, you have darker or lighter hue. Have in mind that it's very strange, of course, that the tan colors are more opaque than the brown and burn amber and all this. It's more opaque, so dilute it a lot because otherwise you lose everything underneath. Here we have lose something, but because it was the lighting was overhead lighting, it was very white here. So you must paint a little. You can see that the drying time is delayed a lot, so you don't have any brush strokes or problems. But if you see it like that, this is perfect. You have also an idea where to put the highlights and the darker shadows. For the tunic, I use a base coat of green ochre with a little chocolate brown. Okay, but like filter I I must note, with glaze medium, a lot of glaze medium this time, and you pass all over, but try not to build up and stay in the crevices and make lakes, because otherwise you lose all the work that have been done underneath. Okay? You see here how good is this technique. If you are a tank modeler, I think you have to try that because you will save a lot of time. You have the airbrush, you know how to use the airbrush, so start with this and will help you very much to see where to put the highlights and then the shadows. For the pants, I went for a little greener, more greener, and I use the dark yellow with chocolate brown. I try to have all the darker colors with using the darker shade, chocolate brown, to be a little uniform, not uniform all the hues, but to have the same darker part of the mix. So to have something, we can say, unify a little the color. You see, you have a little different. The sculpting, of course, the sculpting helps you. I have also finished the pipe. You can see it. But the good sculpting helps you a lot for this technique. And don't forget that you must clean it very, very, very well. Otherwise, you will see the molding lines because this technique brings out all the details. Okay, it's not nuclear physics, okay, because it's easy. Try it, but you must do a good preceding work. Otherwise, this will not succeed. I tried this in the past using black and white, but with dry brushing. It's not the same. It's not the same for a 135 scale figures. It's better to use airbrush because it's more smooth the surface and the degradé of white to black is more smooth. So you have also the smooth transition when you put the hues with the diluted color, a darker. You start with a darker one, and using a lot of glaze medium, you must experiment because each figure and each color it's different. For instance, as I told you, the lighter colors are more opaque, but we didn't expect that. Okay, so I will keep you. Don't forget, you must have this, not more than this covering. Okay, when you do the highlights, you have to put a little more color. For the darker shadows, the dilution probably will be the same because you don't want to build up and have very hard shadows, and to have in mind that you don't want to erase all the black areas. You see here we have also a nice transition with the black. You can see it. When you can see also in the dried tunic how already you have if you put it also direct from the light, you can see how well this technique helps you with the painting. For the black and white, as I told you in the other video, I use a Modeler Vallejo. Okay, I will keep you informed in the next stages. You see the shorts here is still wet. It's still wet. Don't rush because the glaze medium needs some time. Okay, this is the key. The key is that the drying time is bigger, so the color sits with uniform layer, and you have this nice, see here the black and white underneath. This is the second layer for the pants and for the trousers, but again, very diluted. The next, because I didn't want to have more evidence of the black. I didn't want, because it's a very light hues. So I put a second layer of this filter, and then I will go for the highlights and some leaning and probably some darker, but because it's a bulky trouser here, maybe I will keep this to minimum, because already you have the darker areas. If you put the highlights, I think you will have the best in this figure, because the sculpting, as I told you, is really amazing. Okay, you see also the face, how well it is using very little time. Okay, the only thing I have, maybe I have retouched a little the hair. Have a nice day and try this technique, will save you a lot of time.